Hello, Creatives Anonymous listener. Logan here. I've got two quick updates for you for this episode. But before that, there's a vision board behind me, and we're going to explain that later. But my two updates. The first update is we're going to be taking a little bit of a break. I'm getting married, and we're getting close enough to that date to where it's like, we're going to take a couple weeks off while we kind of reconfigure some things, and I do that, get hitched. And then secondly, this gets mentioned a little bit later in the episode, but the incredible Camrynne Sullivan is going to be stepping away from the podcast for the foreseeable future. This is due to a whole bunch of things in her life that we'll probably get to in the episode, but I wanted to give you that heads up first and foremost. So she is lovely, she's incredible, and I look up to her in so many ways. No, I won't stop. So thank you for listening, and we'll be back in the future. See ya.
I started playing the piano. I bought a keyboard, and I've been thrifting old general I'm beginner moderate level of piano player, and I've been thrifting that kind of skill level of piano books, and I finally sat down and am starting to play, which feels so cathartic. It's really it's like a great outlet for any emotion, I think. My goal is I want to be I want to be walk up to a rickety old piano and play
bust out some Chopin.
Yeah, well maybe not Chopin, but maybe
you want a ragtime.
I want a ragtime. Yeah, I want to be right now I'm in my Moonlight Sonata era.
Oh, okay.
And
Ooh, deep.
I know. I'm
Get
going
the fundamentals.
I'm going through stuff. But then I hope to emerge to be able to just whip out a ragtime, a little old rag.
Amazing.
Yeah, with a little cigarette and have that cuff around my. It can be like this, but it's an actual cuff.
Then you gotta play like this with your hands.
Yes.
Very animated.
Yeah, so that's the vibe I'm going for.
Very cool.
Yeah, so and creatively, I have started to consistently make really good over easy eggs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Like
that's something. How do I not crack them?
You do one-handed.
Well, okay, I've been practicing. So at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I decided that I was going to train my cat how to walk with a leash.
And it sounds like your laughing tells me you're so successful.
I am actually pretty successful.
Yeah, Finn's an outdoor cat now.
But
right?
it's he is. And he's going to have to travel with me wherever I, end up traveling to. So I got to prepare him for a sidewalk.
I see.
So that's the point of that. And people, he doesn't like people very much. So that, and I really want to master how to cook every style of egg, but I really quickly got tired of eating eggs. So
yeah,
hey, that's fair.
So I'm also trying to crack it with one hand.
One hand.
Yeah, because it's
So
hard.
I don't know how to crack with two hands.
That's bizarre.
I learned with one hand, so that I can only doing it with two. I cannot fathom that.
The amount of videos I've watched of people cracking, and then you have to be you just have
Pinch
to.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you have to get the hinge correct.
Just try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just pinch it.
You just okay. We'll have a tutorial of me and you.
Yeah.
You just pinch
Crack
it.
a few eggs.
Just pinch it. I've really ruined a few eggs, but
yeah. We'll ruin
Obliterated.
not every egg I have made has made it on my Insta story reel, but
This is a third egg.
All right, Hector, what about your check-in? Where you
That's my
at?
check-in.
What's going on?
I am coming from the ashes right now
ooh.
because I just had creative burnout a
You're
little
a
bit.
phoenix.
Oh.
You are a phoenix.
Speak on it.
The last time I was on the pod, I was working a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And June was so busy. 3 weddings.
June
fashion
was
show,
busting out
Hoop Fest.
over.
That burned me out a lot. And then now that I've chipped away at that and I've made basically just a huge dent where I can start getting new stuff, I'm all right, I feel good. I during that time I was so miserable.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
computer late nights on the computer,
Yeah.
podcasts in tow, just cracking
Yeah.
away at it. Edited thousands of photos, literal thousands of photos, and then putting them into separate folders, designated folders for people to view, and dealing with troubleshooting stuff. I'm like, But that's good. No, it's good. It's I've chipped away at it. I can start new projects. You know, like with Logan, I started a project with. Yeah, and and then like taking on. I feel more inclined into taking more stuff now. I was a little apprehensive, like a little late or like a week ago.
Yeah.
Taking stuff for for August, and I was just like, I should probably take a pause on this. And I would just recommend. I had like a couple of people ask me to do a project, and I was like, I'll recommend you this person for this one because I can't do it right now because like mentally I can't do it.
Yeah, man.
So I just passed it on to another friend of mine who I trust.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I'm at a good place where I can start doing stuff again, which is great, and I already have August kind of started to slowly fill up already. So.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What was the best like solve for the creative burnout? What'd you do that made you feel like the most?
Honestly, just like for me this time around, I was just hunkering down.
Yeah.
And like, and I put out a thing on my story like, what do you guys do for like to kind of get through large things of editing? And people had different answers. Like some people are like, oh, podcasts. Some people are like, oh, listen to music. I'm like, I already do those things. Right. I want something different. I want to see like what other people do. And some people, my friend Germs, he's my East Coast twin. He's literally me, but he lives on the East Coast.
I want to
spooky.
Yeah, no, for real. I'll show you guys some
him.
photos.
Okay.
Like we're literally the same person.
Wow.
Like we know the same people. Like we dress the same. He's a breaker, I'm a breaker, he's a photographer, I'm a photographer.
Oh my
it's
god.
Nuts.
That's dangerous.
We even have a photo where we
it.
took separate times and we're literally the same, we're in the same outfit.
No way.
I'm not sure we're the same height, but I'm not. Hopefully I'm taller than him. We'll see.
Hopefully I'm tall.
Have you ever met in real life?
No. I tried. He lives
my
in
gosh.
Jersey.
Okay.
And there's been that
Let's manifest it.
Yeah.
I know, I want to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to
Ooh,
meet him.
speaking
He's
of.
great.
Woo.
And you know what's even funnier?
What?
I met his best friend that lives in Seattle.
This world is
Out of the
so
blue.
small.
Out of the blue.
This world is so small.
Like when I met her, she was talking about like streaming and like, and she knows breaking. And I was like, how do you know breaking? I was like, oh, I have a best friend from the East Coast. His name is Germs. I was like,
Stop it.
this Germs? And yeah, that was nuts.
Instant BFFs.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, so we're talking about.
You're checking, yeah.
Yeah, checking. No, yeah. Getting back into swing of things, and yeah, just honestly, just being able to take on more projects again. And Germs. I was saying, go back to Germs. He said he takes 10-minute breaks to play games.
Oh,
So
that's great.
Interesting.
So what I did was I downloaded an emulator
Yeah.
Oh yes.
on my laptop. And for the people who don't know what emulators are, essentially they're just a program on a computer.
It's illegal, but not.
It's kind of illegal, kind
I
of not.
don't even know what this
Is
is.
it illegal?
No, it's illegal.
Is it?
Oh,
But you have a physical copy of the real game, and so you're good.
yeah. I do have a physical
Wait,
copy.
Great.
emulator of what game? Of
So
what
you
game?
can like emulate like a video game on your computer from your childhood and play it on your laptop,
Yeah, so I've been playing
Oh my
PlayStation
gosh.
PlayStation
which
1
we've
games.
all never done.
Wait. I actually haven't, but I want to. Have you guys ever played Treasure Cove?
No,
Oh.
I've never.
PS1?
Yeah. No, PC game.
Oh.
Treasure Cove. Oh, I've been wanting to play it so badly.
Is it a text game?
No, it's like you're like a little swimmer and you have to get the Wait, you guys.
That already sounds great. You're like a little swimmer.
You have to look for these starfish and you have a flashlight and then if you pass a
it's a horror
level,
game.
you pass a level and then you have to fight these sharks and then a little
You have
like
to fight
rainbow
sharks?
appears and like a little I'm fairly certain a little leprechaun hops out at the very end. Yeah, it's great.
In the water,
Yeah.
it's a nautical leprechaun.
Yeah, I also have been really wanting to play the Jumpstart games. You guys ever play those in grade school?
Gem
No.
Start?
Jumpstart,
Jumpstart.
like Jumpstart, like third grade. Jumpstart,
Is that like
fourth
the ones
grade.
they had like at schools?
Absolutely, yeah. And they were like math. They're like, this is
I
how
have
you do
played
math.
those.
You
Oh,
do?
it sounds familiar.
That
I've
was
been
like an
really-
exercise for us. There was one for typing.
Oh yeah, Mavis
Yeah.
Beacon.
Mavis
Yeah.
Beacon,
Mavis
let's go.
Beacon taught a whole generation at a time.
Exactly.
Yeah, and look at us now.
I try to be the fastest typer in the class. I'm like, I'm gonna beat you, Kevin.
Yeah. So you were saying, okay, so emulator.
So you
Oh,
got
yeah,
an
no,
emulator. That's
yeah.
your 10-minute.
That was I tried that. Like, it's basically, I just wanted to play on my second monitor to like within like I'll do like 30 minutes of work, take a 10-minute break, play some games, and it's been working. Now it's been like my equalizer.
Let's go.
And then like I'll take a break and go back to work.
Yeah.
Or when during loading times or cutscenes, I'll like
Oh yeah.
yeah. It's
And
weird, but it
it
works.
doesn't slow down your
No.
computer at all?
No.
Oh, nice.
Supercomputer.
M1 chip, baby.
Let's go.
M1. Let's go.
There's
Dude.
there's an M2.
One
now,
day.
Whatever.
There's
Really?
M3 now.
Wow.
There's M3?
Yeah, there's
Whoa.
M3.
Anyway,
Apple.
Shout out Apple.
Man.
That's mine. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay, I
so,
love it.
Nice.
Login?
Login.
Loggin.
Login?
Young log. I'm chill. I am accepting, like, there's a lot of ways in my life where balance has really been my focus. And so I'm figuring out how to accept that one way or another. I'm saying no to more projects. I'm really loving the stuff I
Boundaries.
am doing.
Yeah.
True Hoods is in a super good spot. My own music is in a really good spot, and we have trajectory, so I'm happy about those things.
Yeah.
Things that are on the periphery, I'm starting to kind of treat like they're actually on the periphery. Like if it's not exactly what I want to be doing right now, I'm just kind of not doing it as much.
Yeah.
With a few minor exceptions, but
Yeah.
it's got to be like the right fit and not very hard for me to want to say I'm willing to cut into the limited amount of time and focus and energy
Yeah.
from the thing that I really, really love.
Yeah.
Like the podcast. Like this is one of those few things where it's like, this is worthwhile. This is fun. I love this. I'm cool with this. But it's not everything. So anyway, so I don't know. I'm starting to swim in that balance a little bit more. I'm happy with where it's taken me. I'm happy with, like, I have demos for a handful of my songs that I'm really happy with. I did some photos for with Hector.
Yeah.
I don't know what time is it? I might show you a couple True Hoods things afterwards. So like there's just things that
Sneak peek.
the things that matter the most to
Yeah.
me are in a really good spot. And it's not in like one of those, I used to be so frenzied and so like stop and start and then be scared for like a month and then stop and start again. And now it's like, no, I just take I chip at things a little bit every day. My partner, she started a master's program, which is awesome, but I'm trying to be less disruptive. So I'm doing something out of Hector's book. I'm free writing fiction just because it's quiet and it's like, well, this is fun and I like the silly things that come out of it, the handful of times I've done it. So it's like, let's try this. So I did that.
I love that.
I wrote about a girl taking piano lessons and being a
She's
diver, like a diving swimmer.
Nice.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's go.
In the hopes of playing the underwater
what is
piano.
what's her trajectory? What happens to her?
Failure,
Okay.
which is good.
Dang.
Which is good. Failure is good.
You know what? Maybe I was really thinking about. I saw an Instagram post today. Sorry. check in.
No, that's it. That's
it?
I'm just so curious where failure is good leads to. I'm
Okay,
so
because I
excited.
saw an Instagram post today that was like, celebrate your failures, and I was thinking about some failures that I've had, and I like in what times they hit in my life, and like two that I can really think of is one when I couldn't get a job at Trader Joe's during the pandemic in New York, and the other one was when I failed the bus. Like how to be certified to drive a school bus the first time. Like
Yeah.
I failed that because I talked about the emergency exits too much, I guess. It was a really dumb reason to fail, but like at the
Wait,
time,
what do you mean?
listen, there was something else happening. There was something else happening between the guy who was.
It was a wild time.
It was a wild time. And they really didn't, I guess, need to hear about every how to open every hatch, which I think maybe they should.
Those hot, you got a.
But I didn't even get to because like when you learn how to drive a bus, you have to be able to identify every part of the bus.
Yeah.
And then so you do the inside first, and then you go and you walk around the outside, and you say every part. You like open up the engine, and you talk about every part in the engine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know, and I didn't even get to talk about the engine on my first round. I failed.
They're like,
I
I
failed
don't
on
want
the
to
inside.
hear this girl talk
I
about the
I
engine.
was still
It's like
on the
45
inside.
minutes just of the hatches.
Like it was like me and like these two guys, and then like we like had to get driven out to like this spot where we could park a bus in the parking lot, and they're like, yeah, you failed already. I was like,
Dang.
I know, but I was just thinking about like that failure was so hard for me at that time.
Yeah.
For like all these other reasons, and like I really needed a job. And I just remember being like, I think this is the lowest I can even pass. I can't even pass a bus license. You know, it's just like
that sounds hard.
interesting. It was harsh, but I pleaded my case, as you know I would. And the safety guy watched, because everything's recorded on the bus. He watched back the video and he was like, "You shouldn't have failed."
Oh.
And then they called someone else up. So, anyways, I don't know, on failure. I don't know. Any thoughts on that, or do we just need to hear my sad sob story that I was thinking about today?
I've been feeling a lot lately. Like us creative people have this, and maybe I should only speak for myself right now, but I feel like a lot of people have been in these shoes where you are, I don't know, cursed with like wanting to do stuff and wanting to put yourself out there, but also being so terrified of failure.
Yep.
And I've just been thinking it's good lately. That like, you know, like a lot of people like try and seek success out of like trying to fill that hole inside of them that like wants to feel success. And that's honestly what probably keeps us driven and keeps us innovative in our art, and that's good. But I'm just kind of accepted that like I'll never be filled for me. And that's fine.
It's always going to be a constant yearning for you think?
Yeah.
Once you hit one mountain, you see the peak of another.
Yeah, or like when you set goals for yourself, like set goalposts where you want to go, that while you're on the way to that goalpost, you set new goalposts.
Oh,
And that could be infuriating because then you feel like you've never achieved anything.
Yeah.
But really it's good. It's healthy. It's what keeps you going in the direction in a direction of growth.
Yeah.
And that hole inside of at least myself will never be filled.
Just a bottomless pit.
Yeah, and that's fine.
I'm an endless void.
I'm at peace. I think I very recently became at peace with that, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see where this goes.
Right. No, that's real. That's really. I have nothing to counter that. That feels.
You just gotta embrace it, honestly.
Yeah. You leap into the void.
I've been trying to convince Lavina that like, because she gets discouraged easily when stuff doesn't work out for her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's part of it, you know. Like you gotta you gotta
It's
keep.
a good
It's a
sign.
road bump. You know, you gotta keep going over the road bump.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a lot of them.
Yeah, this is your first trial.
Yeah, you know. So it's like as creatives, we're gonna go over so much failure, so much stuff in your head. You're like, oh, that didn't go the way I was planned. It's like you know, like trial and error. It makes you, I don't know, it refines you. So
Yeah.
Oh, you just have to be like so. You just have to like lean into the refining because it's. I mean, the refining's painful.
But I don't think you have to like lean into it in the sense of like make yourself suffer any more than you're already going to. I think it's a lot of it is just kind of like this blind acceptance that you're on a greater trajectory.
Yeah.
And you got to deal with it. It's not like it doesn't have to be so masochistic as I think the artist world likes to like think that it
word.
needs to be.
you just gotta trust the process.
Yeah.
It's like if I had you know, like a year or two ago,
right.
I started attempting parkour.
Yeah.
And that was such a the 6 months of doing that, I was just like, oh man, like I'm not going anywhere with this. But I have made improvements, and that's what I focused on was the improvements. I was like, all right, I can jump from here to here now.
You have to be laser focused on the teeny tiny progress that you've made. You gotta well, maybe not laser focused. You just have to be like acknowledge that. Maybe.
Yeah, you just gotta treat it like an RPG, you know? Like you gotta
Oh my gosh.
I leveled up. I learned a new skill.
My God.
I leveled up.
I will
learned a new
say
skill.
you do get like growth doesn't happen linearly. It happens like
Yeah, it's true.
And for what it's worth, everyone, I'm moving my hand
That's
in a
what
way
you're
that may not even be very clear.
It's a staircase type
Sometimes there's
movement
downwards.
yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
some down
There's
too.
down.
with it's a really wonky
a-
staircase, I would say.
It's a funny graph.
Yeah, it's a really yeah. It's the
Yeah.
sound that you're hearing.
Speaking of trust,
Speaking of trust.
our topic.
Oh yeah, I guess like one thing I was thinking about today was like woo woo and creativity.
Keep
Woo-woo.
talking. I'm gonna grab
Woo-woo.
something as you
Okay.
talk.
Like spirituality and creativity.
Basically like stuff that resonates with you with
Stuff
art.
that resonates with you. I want to pose the question: do we believe in manifesting?
Yes.
Yes. Ooh, speak on it. Okay, because like well, this is all coming from, I just had Reiki done. And
Explain to us what Reiki is again.
Reiki is like energy work
Okay.
on yourself by a practitioner, like
Okay.
someone who's like really good at it. That was such a satisfying sound.
There's tape involved.
I was told that my aura has a very it's like a brick wall.
Oh, she told you that.
Yeah. So it's like really hard,
Which is crazy.
really hard
Yeah.
to get in there.
Which is nuts.
So she was like, "You gotta come back."
Dang.
So yeah, so I'm gonna go back.
I feel like you think that's a tactic that they do?
No.
Okay.
No, she was being really
genuine.
genuinely honest. And like I was like trying to be open while it was happening, but like I could even feel myself being like, absolutely not.
That's insane.
I know. Anyway, so just like it's been on my mind. And dare I say, holding things loosely, something that I've heard recently that I think is powerful. Yeah. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on the future, on your goals, on your successes,
Well,
your
I mean,
failures?
and I'm going to speak on some past experiences
Yeah.
with
Hit me.
spirituality and creativity and
Hit me.
how it all aligns together.
Yeah.
So when before I started photography, like way
Yeah.
before that, I just had an iPhone like 14 or no, sorry. Not 14. Not 14. I had a tech from the future.
Wow.
I had like a 4S or something like that, you know?
Let's go.
So I didn't have a proper camera, right? And I would just have it on a tripod on timer to take photos of me doing fancy stuff. And I trained for a battle, okay? Like, I did not expect to win this battle or any of these battles because it's a series, and then the fifth part is the finale.
Yeah.
So there's like volume 1 to 4, and I won volume 2, and then each winner of each volume would face at the end at volume 5. So it's like 4 people, and then it's elimination style.
Yeah.
Like winner takes all. So, and then these guys like are really serious contenders too. And I had no intention of winning, but I won, which is great. And then the money from that I used to buy myself a camera. And then so you know, like it all aligned for me
way.
in a way that I'm like, it's like, what is that? You know, like
That's beautiful.
coincidence. You know, like
Yeah.
I didn't expect to win. had no intention of winning. I joined when I went to volume 2.
Yeah.
I had no intention of winning. I had like just enter your name in the battle, just have experience under your belt. If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win.
Right.
Yeah, and I won.
Wow.
That's so cool.
And then I won, and then it told me, oh, volume 5 is where you face against the other volume winners. Or like,
this isn't even your final challenge.
and then you got to insert the training montage. You're like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
you're
be
Rocky.
The
and
my
Rocky, yeah,
very
yeah.
best.
yes.
Like no one ever was. Train them is my. What is it?
Catch them.
Catch them is my real test.
To
Train them is my cause.
Dun-dun-dun. I will travel across the land.
You did this
Searching
before the
far
cameras
and wide.
were
Let's do it
on.
again.
For like 15 minutes.
Searching. No, we gotta finish it out. Searching
Pokemon.
far and wide.
Bum, bum. Each Pokemon to understand.
the power that's inside.
Pokemon.
Hearts so true.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
Me and you.
Oh gosh.
You teach me and I'll teach you Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Pokemon.
We did it.
But anyway,
That was for you.
That was
That was for you.
that was for the listener.
That was for
But,
you.
That was actually really personally for me.
That was so good.
Yeah,
I
that
hope
was
that you
silly.
all have a wave of nostalgia just now.
Yeah.
Now you gotta watch Pokemon.
Yeah, honestly. Yo,
Um,
episode 1, they had Ho-Oh in it.
That's true.
It's wild.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
They always have like cameos of future Pokemon.
And there wasn't even like. Anyway, that's just
Anyway,
crazy shit. That's just
um,
crazy shit.
But yeah, no,
Right.
at that time when I ended up winning and buying the camera, I was like, this has to be some sort of like otherworldly experience where I'm like, oh, this is aligned for me. You know, I didn't expect this at all, and then now I'm in photography. If I didn't win
Yeah.
that money,
You may
maybe-
have never been a photographer.
maybe I've never bought that DSLR,
Wow.
and I'm like, what would I just be breaking, honestly? But
Yeah.
probably not a photographer.
I feel like you would
Isn't
have
that
found
crazy?
it eventually. I feel like you would.
You feel
I feel like it was like an
It's always been in the
opportunity that you
cards?
could. Yeah, I do. You're so good.
Oh, thank you.
You are such a good photographer.
I'd probably be, like cooking. I was
I
kidding.
have no
That was
idea.
my other
Doing
passion.
something.
Yeah, you'd be
I
doing
know you
something.
The
Yeah,
multiverse is there. I don't know.
That's
But-
right. What do you think
Dude.
yourself is doing in the multiverse?
Just watched Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes, that's a
for
great
second
movie.
Time.
I love that movie.
That's just wild.
I want to watch it again.
Yeah, so I just watched it for a second time this last just Saturday.
Yeah.
Shit's wild.
I'm ashamed that I have not seen it yet.
It's about the multiverse.
Dude,
Love
so
it.
good.
It's really
Love
it's
it.
So good.
wild good. And we were talking earlier today about tough family dynamics. That's a good tough family dynamic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines is from that movie is like, no matter what universe you're in, I'll always find you. I was like, oh, my heartstring.
Oh, dude, that
Cracked
whole-
me open.
Yeah, that movie made me cry a little bit.
Everything. I was crying for most of it.
It's great.
I'm a sobber during movies. Over half.
And then the fight scenes, bro.
Also good.
Yeah. Anyway,
And the comedy.
the comedy, the fight scenes, just perfect.
It's a really good movie.
Now you gotta
Okay,
watch it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Go and watch it. When
Anyway.
you guys watch Princess Bride, I will. No, I'm just kidding.
Watch party.
No, I'm sure that this movie is way better than Princess Bride.
I think so.
Probably. Honestly, probably. Most likely. It's probably not even a.
But all that said, yeah, who knows where you would have ended up.
Yeah,
None
and
of
it's
us.
just crazy. I think about that moment too. Still,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that was like such a like the cards aligned for real. I did not expect it,
Yeah.
And like I did, and I'm grateful for it, And so now I'm just kind of like, fast forward to now, I still kind of have that mentality where like I'm gonna do it, but if it doesn't happen, oh well. But if it does happen, that's great. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like I try to keep that momentum going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like, is it in the cards in the universe? Is it,
And you're like, you're good at accepting it.
yeah. So
It's beautiful.
it's like taking the loss and then rolling with it, and then you
Right.
and then you find, and then hopefully you succeed. I mean, we talked about this in the earlier podcast about like
Yeah.
taking thousands of L's before that victory.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
Logan?
Do you wait, I have a follow-up question. Do you like oh, I had it and it's gone. Login?
Logan?
Your turn.
No, I brought this out. This is
yeah.
this is what do you call
This is
this?
a vision
Mood
board.
board?
It's a vision board.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Oh, look, there's us.
There's us.
We're on a
Were you even thinking of doing a podcast? Were you put this on
No,
there?
no, I never, ever, ever wanted to do a
No
podcast
way.
ever. I don't like podcasts.
Backstory of this. Oh my god, Pokemon!
There's Pikachu.
Pikachu.
All right, so for audio listeners,
Yeah.
we've got it's a vision board with a bunch of different pictures on it. In the very top left, it says Part 1, Slow and Mellow. And there's the universe behind it. And you've got someone posing with Detective Pikachu. And then there's this girl who's reading a book and writing a song. And then there's this nice jacket.
It's a nice jacket.
That is a like a work jacket. There's a cat.
Is that Remy?
No, it's the black cat. But did I have a cat at that point? No, I did. I had Remy for like maybe 3 or 4 months at that point. Who likes books? The cat likes books. That is a pouch. That is a purse. I'm a big purse guy. I like my purse.
Absolutely.
I like me a bag.
There's some lemons, which is good for you. What is
Some
that's
dumplings.
pierogi,
Oh.
which is essentially dumplings, but just from a different place in the world. This is a piano mic'd with contact mics, and it looks really, really interesting and cool. There's these people who are having a podcast with RE 320s is the microphone.
Wow.
Then there's a guy dreaming about music on the beach in a Eames chair.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like 4 different pictures that I spliced together. So that's my vision board.
That's cool.
And it was all made without really thinking about what I'm putting on there, besides that I like it. And I like it.
And in this year since you've done it, you've started a podcast.
Yeah, we started a podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, we had not even began to talk about it. But look at the vibe of
we
it.
just
Look
finished
how
the
sophisticated
Artist Way.
they are
Yeah.
on that debt. And look, she's got like a coffee.
With the headphones
Absolutely.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the headphones. I don't. They can do without those.
And then you've
It's got a nice shirt.
written your own music.
And it is slow and mellow.
And it's slow and mellow. Here's to someone reading and writing a song. You've done that.
That's the majority
You have
of
read
my
and
life is
written a
actually
song.
reading
Yeah.
books
Yeah.
and
I feel like you own something like that on the right here, the shirt.
yeah.
Don't you own something like that?
I do own a coat like this, but there's a few key differences. I'm very, very, very interested. This is like a utility jacket.
Oh, okay.
Into making my whole style just black shirts and like 3 of these jackets.
Nice.
I'm very interested.
That's very
in that.
you. That
Yeah.
Yeah,
jacket's
I'm
you.
very, very interested in doing
You
that.
like a minimalistic look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Mhm.
And like shape, there's a lot of things that go into that. But the plain appearance and rugged functionality of workwear is also changing with the times. This jacket sports iconic details like symmetrical flat pockets for the fabric. We've used an athletic jersey cloth that has a stretchy, easy fit. Authentic style of a classic jacket with the comfort of a button-up. Its modern silhouette fits any kind of body in a genderless style.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's like
Some sold.
That's like if I was in Animal
Done.
Crossing. That's what my Animal Crossing person would wear.
Yeah.
There is, yeah.
And I want to, and
That
I just
exists.
want to live my life like that badly. There's some flowers in the middle here that I really like. I think it's like baby's breath or yarrow. I like these lemons. Anyway, what does that have to say with anything? I think that spirituality and creativity. I mean, I think creativity and making art's just listening really intently. Like you're really just listening. Like any form of art, the more meditative you are about it, the more you're going to have success in it, or the more you're going to be happy with the end product, the more you're able to focus and be deliberate, and to also have no need for it to be good and just allow it to be whatever it needs to be.
Allow it move through you.
Yeah, and all those things, whether you're making music. I have a buddy who's working on a video game, and I was like, I'll make some
what?
sounds on some
Like
synthesizer for you.
Like an indie video game?
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah, just working on it. And in like 15 minutes, I was just binking around on a keyboard, and I made the sound of what it would be walking in the game. I made the sound of jumping.
Ooh.
Sick.
I made a silly like kind of.
Can you do an impression of the jumping sound?
No, it's hard. It's
like,
hard. But I made
whoop.
so that's like got multiple jumps in the air. Like it got
Oh.
like 3 jumps. So it's got like the
3
boom
jumps?
and boom.
The triple?
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
that's
got, like,
good.
this-
So it's a platformer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a platform. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
a platformer, but there's like other elements. Anyway, so
That's cool.
But that's
was
another
cool.
example of just like, all right, I guess I'll do something. That
Yeah.
sounds fun, and then I just do whatever comes to mind and let it be whatever it needs to be. And if it fits, it's great. If not, wasn't meant to be. Oh well.
I like that this board because it draws some inspiration to going to where you want to go or something
Right.
like that.
But the thing about this is I really don't have any mind of where I wanted to go. I kind of just said we had all the magazines and I just picked whatever looked good.
Put it there.
The only one that was given to me was this one from Camrynne.
Oh,
that
I did
was-
give that to you, didn't I?
Where it's everything else I selected myself. And really it was just kind of like I blindly picked stuff and put it on there in a way that looked good to my head, and it's obviously guided me in some ways, but yeah.
Yeah, we had different processes because my vision board was like twice as big as yours.
Yes. This was a year ago.
This was a year ago. We should do them again.
You gotta
gotta
kid,
do-
they don't have magazines anymore.
I know it's really hard. I actually been finding them at thrift stores.
That's
Surprisingly.
Oh yeah,
That's
thrift stores. Yeah.
But
you gotta go to, where did we go for this?
Oh, it's like a
Oh,
catalog,
no,
right?
That's on, that's Uniqlo.
Yeah, we need to go to Uniqlo.
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Because I had just been to New York and I got it for us.
Yep,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, no, but you know what? I think like maybe that's where like maybe I like start to buy into it. I mean, like we have done the artist way. Totally
Yeah.
believe in like you really listening to yourself.
Yeah, you gotta write to God in the artist way.
You do
in a
to
silly
whatever being that is.
Yep.
And then yeah, I think what's nice about a vision board is like it's just like it's something that you can like it's constantly reminding you. Like you put it somewhere in your line of vision that you see every day, whether you're like really looking at it or you're just like peripherally looking at it.
Yeah. Lavina has like so many
Yeah.
vision boards.
Yeah.
They're so great.
It just
Yeah.
seems like it's like a really funky self-portrait from the world that is like you're casting your antenna out in the world, and whatever beeps back ends up at that time, whatever it resonates on hits back to you, and you put the pictures together, and it's either a Pinterest board or something like this, and it's a
love
reflection of
Pinterest.
whatever you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, okay, do you have any like cool experiences like Hector where it just like worked out for you?
Dude, I don't know. It feels like it's all that way. It feels like it's
Really?
all.
Hey.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh.
At all.
Wait, you were taking me on a roller coaster. I don't know what's true.
No, I'm being honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be very. I really. I mean, I think there is a certain level of industriousness where if I want to figure something out, I'll figure it out. But that's pretty much
true.
all I've got. And everything else just kind of happened and worked its way out along the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of it.
I'm dealing with a great sense of impatience currently in my life.
Oh, just don't be. I'm so sorry.
That's so good.
I'm so
That's so
sorry.
good.
No, that's,
Oh, just don't.
I mean, what else is there to say?
Hey, I'm a little sad today. And, oh, well, don't be sad.
Hey, don't be sad. Hey, don't be sad. Yeah, I mean, like that's so true. I feel like I like in my journey of life, it's like you are. I feel like I'm like strapped into a car seat, you know, like, and like I'm trying to like figure it out, but it's really complicated to get out of it. I don't know. I guess that's where I'm at.
But the thing is if you give that car seat an hour a day, then one day you're gonna be like, damn, that car seat's so far gone. It's so figured out already.
Man, you know what? I do feel like I'm gonna burn the car seat.
There you go.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw
Hey,
it
that's
in a big
good.
fire.
Get a
Yeah.
new car seat.
Get a new car seat. Yeah. I mean, like, I really do like, this sense of impatience, like, because I have had periods and moments of my life where it was synchronous and beautiful, and moving to New York was really hard for me, just like financially. And then the reason I was able to move to New York, the first place was my aunt said I could live with her. She's like, come, you can live with me. She lived in Nyack. So I had to like take the Metro North into the city. I was working at O'Doherty's and downtown, and I had in my musical theater program that I was in college, and I was by far not like a star pupil. I was not good at dancing. Like things like that. Like those things were really hard for me.
Yeah.
So I had sat down with our musical theater director. Like I had requested this meeting multiple times. Like I like really had to like hound him to like have a meeting. We finally had a meeting, and I actually got it done because I asked a friend to set the meeting.
Yeah.
Because like he just like didn't have the time for me.
Yeah.
Which was what it was. Because you find people who have time for you. So I was talking to him, and he like just casually mentioned, and this was in Seattle, he just casually mentioned there is a guy named Wynn Handman. He was like, Wynn Handman, I don't even know if he's still teaching. And so I was I had moved back in with my parents. I was working at O'Doherty's, and just before a shift one day, I just Googled Wynn Handman Studio. And then I put in, it was like a really janky website where you just like kind of like fill it out. And I was like, I'm interested in auditioning for this acting studio.
Yeah.
And then a week before I was moving to New York with really no plan, no job. I just had saved up money and was going to live with my aunt.
Yeah.
The Wynn Handman Studio called me, and they're like, hey, we're having auditions next week.
Oh, yeah.
So like I was there, I flew in, I like got there, like the next day I like trained into the city. Like I haven't been there by myself.
Yeah.
Went and auditioned and like got in.
Yeah.
I know, it was crazy. And I remember walking around being like walking on air through, and just everything looked golden. And then, and it was a beautiful period of time. And it was probably being, and Wynn Handman, for people who don't know, is a acting teacher, who was an acting teacher in New York, and started the American Place Theater, produced a lot of like really notable works, that progressed American theater. Like he produced the first works of Sam Shepard and Ed Bolins, and Frank Chin, like a lot of like really amazing. I know like most people probably don't even really aren't familiar, but you should watch the documentary. It Takes a Lunatic. It's very good.
Yep.
Or just, I don't know, or don't, whatever. But he was a cool guy, and being in that class was super magical. And I was performing comedy, and then I got my ass kicked by COVID and had to go live with my parents. So it's kind of like this, like, and then from there, things have really like slowed, man, slowed. I was like I had momentum. And then it was like no momentum.
Then you got knocked down.
And then I got knocked down, and I've been like trying to stand up. Been trying to I feel like I've been trying to stand up for like 4 years.
You feel that you're at a Phoenix Rise now?
No, not even
still?
close. I'm like I got wobbly knees, you know, because I'm still working on that health part.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So I've been like I know it's there, but it's felt very tenuous. I'm like, come on, universe. I'm ready to be done with the I'm ready to like, come on, let's go. I've got things to do. I've got a life to live.
Yeah.
So it's kind of where I've been feeling at. And
Time to kick its booty.
I know it's time. I guess is probably a good time to say I'm going to be taking a step back from the pod.
That's probably the time
I
to say
know it's
that.
probably a good time to say I'm taking a step back from the pod because I'm hoping to get. I know
Yeah, where's your
because
camera?
I'm
Look into that camera right there.
to our maybe one listener
More.
and more.
At least 3.
At least 3. I'm taking a step back from the pod. Thank you for listening still. But because like I need to start really like focusing in on my health and I'm hoping to get into some new clinical trials. Ooh, I'd really love to manifest that.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
and readjusting my life fully. So it's going to take a lot of energy to do that.
Yeah. Hey, you
know.
do what you gotta do.
I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah. Get yourself on track. You know?
Yeah.
And you got people who love you.
Yeah.
I
You got a great
know.
support
I got
system.
the lads. I got
You got the
the
lads.
lads. I got Logan and Zeroni over here.
And Hectoroni.
And Hectoroni.
Yep.
But yeah, so like I don't know, I'm kind of in, this is probably where my aura is a brick wall. I'm a little bit down maybe. I don't know. Maybe a little.
But I think taking that effort to, there's only so much you can change about your situation.
Right. So it's like this accepting part that I'm just pissed about.
Yeah.
I'm just pissed about
And
it.
so maybe taking that
I know.
effort to focus on what you can and change it inside.
Yep.
It's like
I know.
It's like a good redirection too.
I know. Ugh.
Ugh.
Vomit.
Vomit's right.
Vomit.
But it's tough. I mean,
Yeah.
I've said this on the podcast before, but I had like horrible bipolar disorder for like 8 years before I found an awesome therapist and the right medicine, and
Yeah.
everything's been really chill since then. Been really
Yeah.
good. Like all my like creative endeavors, everything I've wanted to do, my life has just kind of 180'd in the right direction. And
What was it? Your journey like moving?
Yeah, were
through
you a
that?
swirling chaos?
Well, yeah, it was bad. It was
Yeah.
bad. But I just remember like that first month when I had like a medication that worked for me. It's like every single day was like, I felt like I was
Clarity.
not just like I had the clarity, but because I had clarity, it was like I was learning things about myself and the world that were like how it actually is, that were not affirmed by my disorder. So it was more like, whoa, I like am feeling like my brain and my body and all my thoughts are changing for the better every day. And that really set the groundwork for those long-term changes. But the thing about that,
Yeah, you had the right medicine,
and
right there.
the odds of that,
Yeah.
both of those,
Yeah.
is like, yeah. And it was a long journey. It was a lot of the wrong medicine and sometimes the wrong therapist before I got to
Yup.
that
You said
point.
Yeah.
8 years, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's
Almost a decade.
That's woof.
So it's
You've been through it.
arbitrary, and I'm unbelievably
Congratulations
lucky.
on getting through, and
Yeah.
still living and
Yeah.
still managing.
And there's still ways that I have to deal with it, but it's
Right.
not even like close to what it was like
Yeah, it's
before.
not like it doesn't hinder you as much.
Yeah, and that was like 5.5 years ago. So now it's kind of like, all right, I'm chilling.
Heck yeah.
What about you? Any dark nights of the soul for you?
Well, one time we asked him to be on this podcast.
Like, you want him coming out with us?
No.
We're doing great.
What if I was like, no?
Nah, dog.
I probably would have cried.
Oh my god. No, I feel like a lot of people are in that boat though.
Yeah.
Where, like, you don't need to have some horrible thing to happen to you for you to be an artist.
Well, you don't. You really don't, actually. Yeah, that's true.
No.
You really don't.
No, I mean, like, I think, I don't know, probably, I think for me, it's just comparison. That's just my struggle with it. I mean, it's not as, you know, it's not harrowing at all, but I mean, like.
But no, that's harrowing.
But
It can be
debilitating
harrowing.
in so many
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've been able to manage I'm like one of those people, when it comes to that kind of thing, I'm weird when it comes to that stuff. I'm always very, there's like, once a month or like maybe like once every other month, I feel like this just intense, like intense, like darkness where I can't be around people.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, I can't function today.
Now we're
you know?
talking.
Yeah. And then like,
my darkness sees your darkness.
but it goes away after like a couple days.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I've done like therapy and stuff, and you know, you guys have experience with therapy as well.
Oh, hell
and
yes.
my experience with therapy was actually just fairly recent. Like, it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I never consulted therapy before then, and then they actually unpacked a lot of things.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
It's good stuff.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I realized a lot of things about myself too, and then that helped a lot. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Anything you want to share?
okay, so like before my relationship with Lavina, my current partner, I had major trust issues thanks to my last relationship.
Yeah.
And I really panic whenever someone's, you know, like would talk to me and express romantic interest. I was like you know, but I think, and then there's been times
No
where
deal.
I would always, and then like, I was like, okay, like I have to figure this out, you know,
Right.
like, so I just basically isolated myself and just focused on art, and which is great. But after talking with my therapist, like I was like, oh, it made sense, like the pieces lined up, and now I know which direction to go and how to manage myself with that issue. And the same with that harrowing darkness that I feel every now and then.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, she just gave me some exercises to basically help me disperse my energy or help me like cope with it, versus just like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
What kind of exercises? Asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend.
She said, okay, so I think I don't think I tied it to like the sad part, like that feeling sad and stuff.
Sure.
But it's just like, what do you call it? Like stepping away. Like for me, it's just stepping away from shit. Like stepping away from like photography, stepping away from just like unplugging and just being by yourself and like being in nature, like being able to like walk around and
Yes.
and like finding like spending time. Like last week, me and Lavina went to Spirit Lake, and like we stayed at like a little tiny house. It was so nice. It was so recharging
That's
for me.
really cute.
And that's good. There's some times where like and some of the, like we got like her I don't know what to call it. Her aunt's mom has a house in Spirit Lake, and so
Nice.
we took advantage of that, and she invited us over, and we got one of the things we did was take the chairs and put it in the water. Like people do that, and we just it was nice, just like
I
chilling
love
there and just like
that.
sitting there with the water, and it was like
Yeah.
like that was like the great recharge for me.
Wow.
So, and so I have to find the time to really do that.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because so many people look in a hobby capacity towards art as like the thing that recharges them.
Yeah.
And when it's like art is like your everything and like the thing
Right.
that you
You
care
must
so
do
much
nothing.
about, then you have to actually do other stuff to
Yeah.
recharge. It's just
Yeah.
wild.
You do
Turn
nothing.
that brain.
Yeah.
Try and turn your brain off a little.
Yeah.
I gamed a little bit, so that was that was
Oh.
actually recharging for me.
It
Yeah.
always depends for me. It always depends.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I mean, like that's like I feel like that's such a.
That's actually really beautiful.
You think so?
Yeah, I really like that.
I feel like that's such a like. I feel like
I'll be in the forest
It's not a complex
For the
answer for
next
me,
2
I don't
months.
think. But I don't know. Yeah, just go to the forest.
Yeah.
Basically what she said.
Absolutely.
Unplug, like,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, no, it's just that's how I cope with it, deal with it, you know. And yeah.
Well,
Ugh.
with that, friends,
I know with that.
things are gonna be tough.
Yeah. But we're going to get through it.
The universe has your back,
Oh
dog.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm going to say it so I believe it. The universe has
Yeah.
my back.
Yo, there's some
and your
affirmations in a couple of those books over
and
there.
your back.
Yeah.
If she could get my back a little sooner, that it's really itchy right now. And you're missing the spot, girlfriend. So
But
I
take
don't
care
know.
of yourself.
Maybe I'll pop in a lighter state and be like, you guys, she scratched the itch. We're good.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you never know.
Should we end with what kind of Pokemon are you? Why do you do
Wait, that's
the things
the rap
you
song.
do?
Do you want to just name random Pokemon in a rap setting? Is that because that's the chorus to the Rapidash Shabada.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's the only part that's
Go home and listen. This is your homework, listener.
Yeah, I've been telling a lot of people this recently.
What kind of Pokemon are you? Pokey rap.
Misty's song also. That song is deep.
All right. Much
All right.
love.
Bye.
Adios.
Brr.
Brr.